Hey y'all, welcome to Kristi's Cropping and Creating. I have an idea to share with you today. And before I get started with that, I wanted to mention some things that Creative Memories has going on so you can save some money. I'm actually going to be using one of the paper packs that went on special today, and it is a Halloween bundle. Please remember that you can use a Halloween bundle for other fall layouts. It doesn't have to just be about trick-or-treating or about the way your neighbors decorated their house or yard for Halloween. So do keep that in mind. But this bundle has at least 2 paper packs and 2 sticker packs. The bundle is $30. It regularly would have been $48, so that's a significant savings, and that bundle is going to end on September 26th. Make sure when you check the deals tab that you look to see when each deal is ending, because like for instance, right now, there are some deals that end on September 26th, and there are some deals that end October 2nd. I did forget to check to double check to see when another offer is ending, and it is a free mini file mate when you spend $50. You can earn up to 4 mini file mates for free. I don't have a mini file mate to show you because it's something that just started. So you're going to have to go check out the website yourself to see if that's something that interests you. But in addition to that free FileMate, you are going to get a $10 off a photo printing coupon. I'm assuming that with a $200 order, if you got 4 free FileMates, you would get 4 $10 off coupons. Might be wrong about that too, but please go check to see if that's something that you're interested in. The Serene Waters, which was a beautiful collection that you can do beach pictures, other summer pictures, tropical cruise, things like that. There are some items from the Serene Waters collection that are available. I think it's 4 items. You could get those 4 items for only $31. It regularly would have been $39. So that's again a significant savings, and it's a beautiful collection. So make sure you go check. Remember, I said some things are going to end September 26th, which I think is Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. Some things will end October 2nd, and you can save a lot of money. So I want to show you an idea I came up with. I'm going to call it nesting triangles. And I thought about it when we were having our virtual crop the other week, and I really like the look, one of the looks from the virtual crop, but then I wanted to create something a little different. So I'm going to use Autumn Hay Shimmer as my background, but I used just regular cardstock and made this kind of a maybe it's got like a little bit of a 70s vibe or some kind of psychedelic vibe. My photo mats are not adhered, but just note this is serving as a photo mat. It is a 4¼ inch square, but you would be able to get at least 3 pictures per page, so 6 pictures on the layout if you did it like I did, even more because you could still do more. And of course, you always want to leave room for journaling. The most important things in your layouts are the photos and the journaling. Decoration is just secondary. So keep in mind that you can get lots of photos. And I've already told you I'm going to use one of the packs that's on special. I'm using paper from the Happy Hauntings collection, and this was just white cardstock, but I want to use that Autumn Hay Shimmer as my background, and then I'm going to use these papers in my layout today. I'm trying to move fast because this is actually the third time I'm trying to get this recorded. I've had some technical difficulties today. So this paper I'm going to use both sides of. This one is also from Happy Hauntings, and it's just some black moons, or yeah, they're moons, not bats. And I don't want to use the back of that, but I'm going to use both sides of this, and I'm going to use this pumpkin cardstock. You only need your 12-inch trimmer and your scoring blade in addition to your straight blade. So if it ends up not working with me trying to do 4 papers for this design, then I'll just go back to 3, no big deal. But the first thing I'm going to do is cut my paper at 8 inches. Yeah, I do have in the straight blade. So I'm going to cut this, put my other piece to the side. I'm going to, my 4-inch piece is to the side is what I mean. So I'm keeping the 8. I'm going to put in my scoring blade, and I'm going to score this at 4 inches to help me fold it really clean and crisp. I could still mess up, but hopefully I won't. When I fold, or after I fold, that's a better way to say that, I'm going to then put it back in my trimmer horizontally, and I'm going to score again at the 4-inch mark. And this is going to give me a visual for where I'm going to be cutting. You could also use a pencil and mark your paper. If you do that, make sure you have a great eraser. I recommend the high polymer erasers. And now, so this is my horizontal fold with the fold of my paper, so it's open up here. I'm going to put that score line on the cut line. I need to switch back to my blade. Give me 1 second. So here is the score line. I know you probably can't see it, but just trust me that I'm getting it on my cut line here. And here is the point up on the cut line. So those are the 2 marks that I want to cut across. So I'm going to cut through both layers, and this will be my first triangle. I am going to, let me think really quick. What should I do first? I'm going to go ahead and score this paper again. I've got this paper ready to go, so to speak. And I will make a second one out of this since I know I'm going to need 2 from this paper. And then we will move on. We're going to do the same thing with each piece of paper. We're going to cut it at 8 inches, score it at 4, fold it in the middle, score it horizontally, or make a mark so you know where to put your points on the cut line. And this one I'm having a hard time seeing. Let me mark it really quick. I did well not having to mark them all earlier, but now it's making it to where I'm having to. Okay. So, oh, didn't switch blades. That's the only bad thing about this, is that you are going to have to switch blades a few times. But you might not be like me. You might not really have to. It might just be me that's having to because of whatever reason. I'm sure I can find another use for this. As a matter of fact, I could probably make the exact size triangles that I need with that, but I am for now just going to put it to the side. I'm going to get another piece of paper, cut it at 8 so that I can continue this. And I tell you what, I'll put this 4-inch piece to the side. I'll go ahead and cut my pumpkin cardstock at 8 inches so that I don't have to switch back and forth with blades quite so many times. All right, now I can switch to the scoring, and I'll score both of these at the same time. I'm scoring at 4. When you're scoring with a printed designer paper, it is a little bit thinner than our cardstock. So make sure your mat is in good shape, and or don't press too hard such that you end up cutting through. But since my mat is in good shape, I'm good. All right, I scored both of those vertically at 4 inches. Now I'm going to score horizontally at 4 so that I have my mark. to cut in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and do my black piece. The good thing about you having a video to watch is that if you're trying to follow along and I'm confusing because I'm doing this one, then I'm doing that one, well, you can always pause it and start all over. And well, yeah, if I confuse you, you can always just start all over. So I thought I was about to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. I'm sure you're not surprised. Okay, so I'm going to put this score line on the cut line and then this tip. Remember, this fold is along through here. It may not matter, but I don't want you to end up with two small triangles. I want you to end up with one. And I'll go to this pumpkin piece of cardstock. I'll put the score line on the cutting mat. Again, I'm having a hard time seeing because of the orange color, or maybe it's the fact that I kind of scored it on the other side and not this side. It wasn't very visible. So I've got my mark on the cut line, the tip on the cut line up here. Actually, I didn't quite have it where it needed to be. Cut through. And now I have my 4 triangles. I think that's all that I need to cut for now in terms of the big triangles. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take each piece, and that score line is going to help me again because I'm going to put this at the 1 inch. So I've got this right angle at the 1 inch and I can still see this score line. And I'm going to cut using the straight blade until the white mark where it's cutting at reaches that line. So it's approximately at the 1 inch mark on the trimmer, but it might be a little bit different because, well, I don't really know why, but it might be slightly different. But now I'm going to go and cut the other side, and I'm going to put it at 1 inch. I'm going to cut up into that. And when I reach that place where it meets the other and I end up with 2 pieces, that's when I'm finished for now. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do this black one just so you have a little bit of a different visual for now. And we're going to do all of this cutting before we start assembling. And like I said, since I'm using 4 different papers this time instead of just 3, I may end up having to change something. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Go up to my cut meat. There's a second one. I'll do this one now. Again, all of these big triangles are being cut at the 1 inch. I know I didn't already tell you my website. If you need to shop, my website is www.creativememories.com/user/KRISTIBOLIN. So it's creativememories.com/user and then my name /Kristi Bolin. If you need to email me to ask me any questions, you can do so at kristibolin@gmail.com. Again, Kristi is KRISTIBOLIN. I'm trying to see how this is going to end up working, and I'm still not real sure. I do have a subscription group, and you can ask about joining that group that we meet once a week on Wednesdays. You pay for it quarterly, but we meet once a week and everything is recorded. I would love to have you join that group of classes. So if you're interested, when you email me, ask about Kristi's Kroppers subscription group. Okay, so this middle triangle, I'm also cutting at the 1 inch. I know you just saw me do it, but I didn't tell you because I was talking about the other stuff. So with the triangle being a little bit smaller, it is a little bit harder to hold on to, and you're still going to cut until your slice meets that seam where you scored it earlier. It's almost at the 1 inch. If you cut a little too far, more than likely you're not going to be able to see it later on when we are putting things together. But I did want to mention that is how we're doing them. Again, I'm still trying to figure out if these 4 papers are going to work. And we're just going to keep cutting we've already done the large triangles. Now we're doing the middle size triangles, and the good thing is it already leaves you with the baby piece. So you don't have to do any more cutting once you get to that baby piece, which is yay. Oops, we're not doing that. I forgot we're not using the back side of that paper. So that doesn't work to start building, but here, this might. And I'm only doing this to see. Okay, let me cut this one and we'll see what we're left with. I may need to cut one more to give us the right pieces to fill in so that we're kind of doing opposites. We're not repeating the same color in my triangle. Alrighty, here. Got that, and this. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, nope, that doesn't work because that's repeating. Let me switch this over here. This over here. I think what I've done is going to work, but I'm going to put down my base pages. And as I'm putting them down, I'll start moving my pieces. I may end up moving them to a different location after I put them down, but at least get started with this. Okay, I know that I had the bottom left and the top side left. Okay, so this is in the same location and this is in the same location. And for this one, what I did is I had it here at the top left instead of the top right. You can certainly do that if you want to and make it a little more mirror image, maybe is what I'm looking for. But I just thought it would be fun to place them differently like this. Now, one thing that I'm seeing in looking at this, okay, one thing I wanted to count on is, did I have each piece of paper represented at least twice and up to 3 times? So I've got the black 3 times, I've got the pumpkin 3 times, the chevron mustard is also 3 times. So the only one that's twice is this, the multicolored dots. And if I want to switch anything around, now would be the time. The only thing that I'm not real sure of, do I like, well, actually I kind of do. This dark pumpkin and this dark, the one with the moons, they are both at the bottom, so that does kind of ground it a little bit. And then this black up here, because I'm doing 4 papers instead of 3, you know, it's not, I don't have another black piece up here, but I think I kind of like this after all. I thought for a moment there I might want to switch something around, but I believe I will leave it like this. So I'm just going to grab my adhesive, and I will tell you that when I was building my sample, I definitely put this outside triangle down first, and you do want that point, the, how can I say that, the far left point to meet this corner. So this point of this pumpkin is meeting this corner, and of course you want the base of the triangle to be even going along the bottom of the page. So keep that in mind as you do your adhering to build from the outside in, and see how these are just nesting just really perfectly, which is why I I laugh at myself for some of the names I come up with things, and I don't name everything, but I'm calling this nesting triangles, and it looks like it's going to work just fine. So I'm not sure why I skipped up here to this top, but you can build it in any direction that you want to. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in the way at any point. I like to use repositionable in case I do make a mistake and I need to fix something. And I don't know, it's just so easy, and it really is a good strong adhesive. So please, if you're worried about it not being a strong enough adhesive, please give it a try, because I really do think that you will like it in the long run, in that it just makes it so much easier to move something. If you do make a mistake and you have a bubble in your paper, or you go crooked when you're trying to be straight, of course, regular tape runner works beautifully. And when you do that and you use your multi-purpose tool, you're usually okay too. But I just love, love, love my repo. I was just looking, I wonder, should I do that instead? You know what? 1, 2, 3. So this makes the 4th time. So I could do that. Let me lay it there for just a second, and I'll think about it while I go ahead and adhere these. One of y'all may have been hollering a while ago, you can change that one, you can change that one. But I didn't hear you hollering, so that's why I didn't know. I just saw it when I was about to lay that down like that. I know that if I do it, then it's going to completely match this opposite inner triangle, but it would also give me one more place for the dotted paper, or the multicolored paper, to be showing instead of the chevron. No, I just did the wrong side of that one. See, with repositionable, and I didn't even mean to do that, you can rub it right off to put your adhesive back on the correct side. If I had used regular tape runner, I could get it off, but I would have to be very, very gentle in doing so. All right, let me look at my camera for just a second and decide Do I want this side up or this side? This looks like one of those, of course it does here as well. It makes me think of the candy corn that has the black bottom. I think I like the multicolor up. And again, it gives me 3 places. This is what I'm going to do. So again, I'm going to rub off my adhesive that I had already put on the back and put it on the chevron side. Fill this in. Now, guys, I don't have any different colored mats pre-cut. I've only got white mats that are pre-cut to try to figure out, showing you an example of where things could go. I know technically I showed you a few minutes ago some ideas about what you could do, but let's see. Maybe like this. I would like it if the mats were a 1/4 inch bigger than my photos, so that and then it be a color like either a black or the pumpkin or canary, whatever that would match the layout. Even one of the printed papers, so that I could map my photos with a paper that matches the layout. But at least these white photo mats that I have the measurements on still show you how this can look in the end. So I'm going to stop talking, and I hope that y'all enjoyed this. Thank you for watching Kristi's Kropping and Creating. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, if you would please do so. And again, if you need to shop, creativememories.com/user/kristibolin. My email address, kristibolin@gmail.com. And don't forget, some of those specials end on September 26th. Some end on October 2nd. And I do not know when that mini FileMate offer ends because I did forget to check that. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to see you again next week. Thanks, y'all.